Ready to dominate your industry with strategy that actually scales? At Coleman Public Relations and Consulting Firm, we're not just PR experts, we're licensed sports agents certified in AI and elite business consultants with over 2 decades of experience leading global projects across multiple countries. Visit cprfirm.com, that's colemanprfirm.com, and millionairex.ai, then download the Millionaire X app, your AI-powered guide to getting out of debt, investing smarter, and building generational wealth. Coleman Public Relations and Consulting Firm. It's a family business. It's different.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Let's stop acting like we don't see how this game is played. If you tired of folks throwing shade with a smile and keeping you boxed in with that slick behind-the-scenes racism, it's time to upgrade your survival skills. See, Phillip Scott dropped more than just knowledge. He handed you a playbook with passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy. This ain't the in-your-face kind. This is that sneaky, office space, let me block your blessings type of racism that'll have you questioning your own reality. It's time to call it what it is and arm yourself with the facts. But baby, don't stop at just peeping the system. Break those mental chains too. That's why you need 7 steps to decolonize the mind. This is about freeing yourself up top, walking in confidence, and letting the world know your mind is not for rent, lease, or layaway. It's time to reclaim your power step by step. So don't just watch, take action. Click over to Amazon.com, type in passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy and 7 steps to decolonize the mind, and secure both books for yourself, your crew, and anybody ready for that mental liberation. La Sherika said it, now go do it. Invest in your freedom. Pick up both books today on Amazon.com. Trust me, your mind will thank you.
After 13 years of exposing lies in the media, I discovered the biggest lie of all. They want you to think racism is random, accidental, just bad people doing bad things. But what if I told you anti-black racism was engineered, programmed like software, marketed like a product, and designed to survive across generations? That's exactly what I prove in my new book, Us versus the Machine, How Anti-Black Racism Was Programmed, Marketed, and Made to Survive. This isn't another book about what racism looks like. This is the blueprint of how it was built, who profits from it, and most importantly, how to dismantle it. I spent years connecting dots that they never wanted connected, following money trails that they thought were buried, exposing the machine that runs on our oppression. Knowledge is power, but strategic knowledge is liberation. Get Us versus the Machine on Amazon today, because once you understand the system, you can beat the system.
In H-Town, we want news that speaks truth, just like we do.
ADNC keeps me informed and him inspired.
We've been through too much to trust mainstream media. This feels like us.
From the D to the diaspora, ADNC is how I stay woke.
We binge ADNC like it's Netflix, but smarter.
They speak on us, but never for us. ADNC does.
No fluff, no filters, just the truth, daily.
From Wall Street to 125th, we're watching our news.
Download the African Diaspora News Channel app today to stay connected to the culture.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us on the where we at stream tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. That's also very, very important. All right, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, hope your weekend was good. We got to get into this video that's come out of Wisconsin of this white supremacist female went at the Somalis. We got to talk about that. And also her fundraiser. We got to talk about that as well. I've seen some commentary in the chat, and I definitely got to center what always the main thing is, at least for me, right? And so I'm gonna have to kind of maybe go at you a little bit, some of you maybe, because two things will be right at the same time, but the main thing got to be the main thing. So we're definitely going to get into that. Make sure, like, as we say, download the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store. As I've said before, it'd be great to get 10 people to join each stream. 10 people to join. You know, if you get a monthly subscription, that's like supporting our platform 31 cents a day. If you get a monthly, 10 people out of everybody that's here would be great. Just 10 people. That's all we need every stream, 10 people. And we're just trying to build this thing up to get to our ultimate number that we want to get to on the stream. I'm saying on the app, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just looking at what y'all got going on. All right. So I don't want to. Before I get started, I'll talk about that toward the end. Let me get started. Let me go ahead and get started. I don't want to take too much more of your time. All right. Now, this video out of Wisconsin. I'm going to play this video. Of course, we had to edit it because the woman is stupid. Of course, she has, like they love to say IQ. She has a negative 1,000 IQ, right? Because they love to say IQ. They measure their so-called intelligence by a test. Not actually what you do in life, but actually a test. So that's why I'm quoting that. She's literally a negative 1,000 on the IQ test, literally. So this woman was at her job in Wisconsin at a Cinnabon, like I guess a mall somewhere. Some Somalis went there to, I guess, get some cinnamon rolls, and she took issue for some reason with them, and she started into this, a tirade. And yes, we're gonna talk to the Somalis tonight too. Oh, we're gonna talk to the Somalis because we got to. But the main thing, always gonna stay the main thing. So let's play this video real quick. Let me get down here to this lady down here. And let's go ahead on and check this out.
I am racist.
So idiot, for
and
real. You are an idiot. No,
I am racist, and I'll say that to the whole entire world. Don't be disrespectful.
You ruin your life, by the way.
Oh, you're talking about respect? You're talking about respect? You are fired from this place. You're not gonna be working here.
Suck it.
Suck what? Look how you look like.
What's wrong with you?
What is wrong with you? You snuggle.
Ugly? Talking about ugliness?
Did I stutter?
You.
All right. So we had to kind of edit some things, but let me talk to the Somalis first. Then I'll get to the white supremacy part of this stream tonight. All right, Somali brethren, Somalis. All right. Let's talk. Let me play a video. Y'all's probably seen this video before. It's just not Somalis, so we don't need to be highlighting just Somalis, okay? We're talking about all black immigrants that come to this country, right? Let me remind you of a video. Then we're gonna talk. Let's just do this for a minute. Let's talk.
Reminder that Dominicans are not black. We are not black, and no matter how much black Americans cry about it, we are not black. We will never be black. Yes, I look black, but we are not black. And it's just a reminder to black Americans who are so pathetically forcing Dominicans to label themselves as black. We keep telling them we have our own culture. Me no black, papi. They still force it on us. So just a reminder: Dominicans are not black.
I don't identify myself as a black person anymore. I identify myself as a Jamaican person.
I'm Jamaican. I've always identified as a Grenadian.
American one, and I'm not black. Everybody was shocked at that statement. Like, you're not black? What are you then? Like, I'm a person. What is black? So what are you? Yellow, like lemonish green? What is
with?
It's difficult because I don't identify as being black. Also, like I was...
I'm not black, I'm African.
Was that not black?
No. Oh, it's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? I came in a plane, they came in chains. Yeah, I'm passenger in their cargo.
And I was 17 to go to college. So I will start off with the fact that I never really saw myself as a Black person growing up. I still don't. Of course, it's something else.
I'm not Black. This is Black. I'm not Black. I'm not African either. I live in Africa. I'm Somali. I speak Somali. This is my flag.
I don't like this. Like, why are you telling me I have to do this because I'm Black when it's been already pointed out that I'm Haitian? Why do I now have to submit to this idea of being Black? That makes absolutely no sense to me. And that's what you don't get. A lot of people.
Black. I have never and will never identify myself as Black. And I'll elaborate as to why I'm saying this, because this is needed in so you can pretty much understand that just because I look like you, that does not mean I identify myself as such. So for instance, sweetheart, I am Congolese.
The world is colorblind. I'm not a Black man. Yeah. Look at my face. Yeah. I'm more like brown.
And
I'm not Black. Let me say that again. I am not Black, okay? Hear me out. Growing up, my mom absolutely hated when we refer to ourselves as Black. She's like, you're not Black, you're Nigerian.
I'm not Black. This is Black. I'm not Black. I'm not African either. I live in Africa. I'm Somali. I speak Somali. This is my flag. I'm not Black. This is Black. I'm not Black. I'm not African either. I live in Africa. I'm Somali. I speak Somali. This is my flag.
Gotcha, Kelly. Thank you. You come to a different system from the African continent. So over there, it don't make sense to say everybody say Black because everybody's Black. I know, I've been there. The cops are Black, the African, the politicians, everybody's the same. Okay, cool. But when you leave the African continent, you come into the Western system. And in the Western system, they do it by race. They don't do it by nationality. They don't do it by ethnic group. They do it by race, okay? So you chose, all of you, chose to come underneath the Western system. So when you come here, you think, I could bring the African system to the Western world. And you can't. You can't come here and bring a different system that's just not going to let you do it here. So then you step into the Western system, and then you step into America, and then in America, people that look like this is labeled as Black, okay? Now, in your mind, it don't make sense. I'm Haitian, I'm this, I'm that. In this system, you're identified as Black. Just like you got Asians that come over here, right? Well, in their countries, they're not called Asian. They're called Filipinos, they call Japanese, they call Chinese, they call all these different names, right? And yet, when those different groups come here, they don't take an issue being called Asian. But some of you take an issue being called Black. See, the Asian groups understand that, hey, yeah, we are Asian. Yes, we all come from different countries, but we are Asian. We get it. We'll move a certain way, whatever. They're not going to be arguing about that. But for some reason, you want to argue about it, and it doesn't get you anywhere. Now, fast forward to this lady here. When in the Western world, remember, y'all chose to come here. You wasn't forced to come here. You chose to come here, right? Because there were several African countries you could have went to that have great economies and it's safe, okay? But so you chose to come underneath white supremacy. I don't know why you would choose to come underneath white supremacy. I don't know why. But that's a choice. So you think that you're going to pull the same African tribalism here. That white woman told them Somalis to their face what she think they were. And she used the N-word to them. And she said, I don't care if people think I'm racist, the whole world can find out. She says she's an unapologetic racist. And at that time period, I don't know why they did not say, it has nothing to do with me, I'm Somali. No, they knew exactly what they were doing at the time. And all you groups that come here and say, I ain't Black, I'm this. I ain't Black, I'm that. Okay, them good white folk gonna let you know real quick what you are. And how many times have Black Americans have told y'all that? And say, okay, you gonna find out a little more than we gonna tell you. They gonna let you know what they think of you. One minute they'll tell y'all, you better than Black Americans, and oh, you work hard. And oh, please, I don't know, let me stop. Let me get to this work hard thing. we work so hard. So Black Americans work hard every day. Like, how does your working hard benefit anybody? And why are you looking at it as a badge of honor? If you look at the billionaires, they really don't work hard. You working hard for what? And I have to tell you this, not to hurt your feelings. Just because you got a car doesn't mean you accomplished anything, because most of you are not buying those cars cash in America. Okay? You got a business. We been had them. Okay? You got a good job. We been had them. We still got them. What are you doing that Black America isn't currently doing or haven't done? I mean, because I've been hearing that too. Oh, Joe's like, we work so hard. Like, that's not a badge of honor, because if you work so hard, then why you then take your hard-working self, and this talk about to all of them that use their working hard crap, why didn't you take your working hard self to your homeland and show us how your working hard build up your homeland? How is it that you used to work so hard, but your homeland doesn't reflect it? It's all of them that say that mess. We work harder than y'all. Like you hear them from Latin America say that too. They work so hard. Say, okay, but why your homeland look the way it's looking, bruh? You talking about we do the jobs you won't do, but you didn't do it in your homeland? Don't come over. Listen, when you come somewhere because you couldn't make it in your homeland, you come with humility, you come with respect, and you just want to get along, right? And yes, you're going to have to assimilate. Yes, you're going to have to assimilate to another culture. When I go to the African continent, I don't try to go and try to lord and master over them and tell them things should be underneath my American culture, Black American culture. No, if they got certain things, hey man, shoot, I'll go do that with y'all or whatever. I'm not trying to tell them, well, I moved to this country, so y'all need to start making Thanksgiving a holiday. Like what? Y'all need to make Martin Luther King a holiday. Juneteenth, y'all need to start making that a holiday in this country. No. You assimilate to the country that you moved to, and that's America's biggest problem. You let people come here, and you do not make them assimilate. This is why they could come here and like, hey, I don't know about that. I can't. A lot of people can come here and don't get in a community and don't even have to speak the language. Don't even have to speak it. Not even a little bit, just to get by. They don't want to assimilate, and that's them folks' fault. That's their fault. But any of you thinking that you bigger than the program? No. And you're not better than Black Americans. You're not. You're not. When you start inventing all the inventions that Black America has invented times 10, then I'm saying, okay, well, man, yeah, they all kind of doing better. You not have invented not one thing. Nothing. You have not innovated America at all. So please stop saying that. It doesn't make sense. Once again, if you were that much of an innovator, you would be doing it in your homeland, okay? I just want to just establish that. We need to stop saying that, because that is bringing division. When people say, oh, division, why don't you talk about when people come over here and be disrespectful and say stupid things that don't even make sense on paper? We're more successful. How is it 100,000 people are more successful than 43 million people? That doesn't make sense. It don't make sense. So stop saying things like that. That's why I tell y'all, like this, sometimes you just got to be quiet. Just do you. Okay? So at the end of the day, we will have these diaspora conversations, but one thing I will say to some people, no Somali or any other Black immigrant have dropped bombs on Black Wall Street. No Somali or any other immigrant from the diaspora have fed our babies to alligators. Neither did they have us in slavery. Neither did they destroy Rosewood. Neither did they take Seneca Village away from Black people. I can go on and on. Neither did any Black immigrant drop a bomb on the MOVE group in Philadelphia. We can go on and on. They didn't bomb our churches. They didn't put our people on, up on where, right? In the tree there. They didn't do any of that. So one thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going to put them in my conversation about any of them, even though we can have this conversation. They're never going to be at the level of these folks with me. Never. Never. I don't care what they say. They're never going to be at that level because they have not done to us what they have done. Now, I want to make sure establish that. And if you're that vitriolic about that stuff with the diaspora, well, how do you let white supremacy off the hook? I'm not letting them off the hook. They are not off the hook with me. I'll check you for being disrespectful in the diaspora, yes, but I always keep the eye on the main thing. Now let's get to these folks, because that's the main purpose of my talk today anyway. Somalis, now you learn your lesson. I hope you accept it. That woman has an arrest record, of course. But here's the thing. So Cinnabon fired that woman, which they should have, okay? Well, the folks didn't like that. How dare that she cannot spew her racism. She should not get any penalty for that. Now, we know that culture, ladies and gentlemen, we know that culture is built on anti-black racism, the whole culture. It is a pillar of that culture. This is why black immigrants, you play with fire when you think that, they say I'm better. No, you're not. They don't like you. And when Black America told you that, you're going to find out the hard way. Now, they complain about affordability crisis. They complain about the food. They complain about so many different things, right? Okay, cool. Let me get some up on the screen for you real quick. Let me make sure and refresh this just so I have the accurate one. Okay. So they say they got affordability crisis, but look what they do with their money. They made a give, send, go for this Crystal lady, right? And they have given her so far $120,416. For what? What did they give her money for? Because she said some racial slurs to some Somalis. She was held accountable for it and was fired, right? Look, this is what they say. This is the people that got the high IQ. Okay? Meet Crystal, a hardworking white mom doing her job at Cinnabon. 2 Somali customers decided to make her shift hell with intimidation. I didn't see that in the video. Instead of banning the offenders and backing the employees, Cinnabon fires Crystal to keep the nons happy. That's what they're supposed to do. We're not letting this slide. Funds going to go to making sure Crystal lands on her feet after this betrayal. No white person should lose their job for refusing to be harassed by Somalians. I didn't see harassment in that video at all, but this is their culture. Now, just think this in your mind: $120,000, real quick. Okay. Now let's talk for a minute. The Bible says that where your treasure is, your heart will be also. So they put their treasure, their money, right, into anti-black racism. This is important for them. They don't do a good give, sit, and go for homeless white people who are homeless on the street right now. They don't give $120,000 to white people who are dealing with cancer right now and need money for treatment. They don't take $120,000 and help out poor white children who's in this country, right? They don't take out $120,000 and help out white single mothers who could be facing eviction right now. They don't take $120,000 and say, you know what? They got people struggling with food in the white community. Let's go on and help our white people because we love white people. See, when they talk about they love their people and white supremacy, they do not care about white people. They don't. You gonna reward a woman with $120,000 for saying, "Oh, she said the N-word. Oh, I gotta support her." But yet, there's plenty of white people that could really use that support. When I tell you that culture cannot be, refined. When I tell you that, give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. Give me a quick second. Give me a second. Hold on. I don't know. Something I saw come across. Hold on. I don't know what that was about. Give me a second. I need to check something out on my thing here. What is wrong with this? I can't even go down on my thing. Okay. All right. I don't know what that was, y'all. It was something I saw and I couldn't pick it up. Hold on. God, it's something that I saw. Oh well, I guess it wasn't nothing for me to see. Give me a second. Let me get back to my screen. All right. I'm back. So they focus all that money on anti-black racism. You can't reform that, ladies and gentlemen. You can't reform it. It's nothing that you can do to reform it. You can't reform it. You can't. This is why it's better for Black America to get along with each other, to work with each other, to build something. This is why I'm not for no coalitions or any of that. Because how can you unite with people that think like that? How? Now, some of them will say, I'm not that way. I would never give her a dime. I think she's a disgusting human being. And I believe you're genuine when you say that. But here's the problem. There's a big problem. A lot of you stay quiet. You know what's going on, but you stay quiet. You'll come to a black person on a job, like sneaking to a black person, like, yeah, he is racist and I see what he's doing, but you never say nothing. So how are you better? You know it's going on. You see it going on, but you don't want to say anything about it. You stay quiet. The only reason it continues to go on because so many of you who say that she's disgusting and you would never give her a dime, you stay quiet when it's happening. Because let me tell you what about y'all. You like the benefits of white supremacy too. You don't want to be on the outs of that. You want the benefits. And so you stay quiet when you watch these things going on. You know how they do with the hiring. You know when they being racist. You know they say things in front of you. You may not agree with it, but you keep quiet. You don't stand up and say anything. And when you don't say anything, you're just as guilty as they are. Sure, you may have never gave a dime to anybody like that. Sure, you may have even said anything racist toward nobody. But people have done it around you, and you stay quiet about it. Now, of course, some people may say, well, I've said it. You're a minority. You're not the majority. Because if you were the majority, we wouldn't have these issues and problems. Right? Now, this Give, Send, Go website, they've been doing this on this website. The last woman, right? Remember the last woman that said what she said about to the child, and they gave that woman a bunch of money or whatever? Where are y'all coming up? Supposedly y'all the ones who are not that way, right? Where are y'all to go to that website and say, hey, that website needs to go down. We're going to put some lawsuits to get this site. Nobody's saying nothing about funding harm, funding racism. They're not saying nothing. That's why I say it cannot be reformed. It cannot be reformed. I've learned a long time ago. It can't, and I understand people like Salam, that she has, anti-racism courses, and really, even though some people will have said, well, I don't know why you can't. I understand that, but some of them, they literally have to be taught not to be their culture. So it's going to be people that's going to teach that. I personally don't have the patience for it, and if you're going to get me to teach you, I need $1,000 a person if I'm going to teach you. I'll tell you that right now, because I ain't got much patience. So I got to get my reparations out of you. And if I'm a teacher, I need $1,000, and it got to be minimum 30 of y'all, because I got to get my reparations. Sorry. I'll teach whatever you want, but you want to pay me some reparations, period. And the reparations could be through the ticket sales or whatever the case may be. You got it. Because it's interesting how you come up with money real quick for some little woman that basically, let's call it what it is. She's dusty. She's broken dusty. Let's call it what it is. They could have took that money and actually funded a small business in their community and create jobs in their community with that sort of thing. No, they're going to sit up here and take that kind of money and give it to this woman. Once again, it's the Somalis raising money, $120,000 for anybody in their community that said they're not black, so let me go on and give them $120,000. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to speak up and get on somebody, but I'm going to keep the main thing, because these people want to pass. They want us getting at each other so much that we forget about them. And I can never forget about them. And you should never forget about them. Because at times I do see, sometimes you're too hardcore about what other people doing in the diaspora and not keeping the main thing. Let's keep an eye on the ball. Let's keep an eye on the ball. Because we as black Americans, we still got a fight on our hands. Speaking about that. Have you seen your girl Jasmine Crockett? Your girl Jasmine Crockett, she just announced that she's running for U.S. Senate in Texas, because now the maps has actually come into play here in Texas. I don't know if y'all saw that. And the one guy that was running, Colin Allred, he dropped out because Jasmine is running, and because, Jasmine so she's running for Senate here in Texas. Here's my thing about that. I got an issue with something, and it's actually not Jasmine Crockett I got an issue with. I got an issue with the Republicans here in Texas. Let me tell you why. When Greg Abbott and the Republicans did what they did with those 5 seats, and at least in California, when they did it, they put it up for a vote. They let the people vote on it. They didn't put it up for a vote here in Texas to see if, hey, we all as Texans agree, let's go into the polls and vote on it. Now, if the Texan people voted on that, then I ain't got nothing to say. Okay, that's cool. But they didn't put it up for a vote. They ran it through. Greg Abbott signed it. They ran it up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said, yep, they can keep that. And I said, okay. I was just done at that point. So I personally believe, and I'm not a fan of the Democrats. I'm really not. But I personally believe this breed of Republican that's here in Texas and probably all over the country, they're going to have to go. Because they don't have a mind of their own. And at least Republicans of the past at least had a mind of their own. But this breed of Republican don't. If they can listen to one man, look, if I'm a sitting governor, you think I'm going to listen to one man tell me anything? No. I'm a governor of a state. I'm going to do what I think is best for my state. I'm not worried with you. Hey, if you can't beat the Democrats, that's on you, bro. I got to worry about the state of Texas and make sure we good here. I'm not worrying with you because you're going to be out of office anyway, then what? But yeah, this group of Republicans here in Texas, I believe the midterms is going to be the Republicans not going to do well. I don't think they are, because they're doing way too much. They're doing too much. And especially here in this state, they've been doing things. A lot of people say, man, y'all are doing way too much, man. It needs to change, because it's not being a Republican's the problem. It's the type of Republican we have in this office now. And that just really set me off about that 5-seat thing, because I don't believe that Republicans and Democrats should have an equal amount of chances to rule. I don't believe that it should be one party and you sabotage another party. I just don't believe in that. And when you look at it, they really attacked black areas, and of course outside of black as well. You can say some Hispanic areas too, but they attacked a lot of black areas and messing with black representation. I take issue with that, Because what they want to do is a South Africa strategy. I keep telling y'all this. They know their numbers are dwindling. And it's all racism. The South Africa strategy is let's rule as a minority over this majority of people. This is what they're trying to enact, the South Africa strategy. And this is why they're trying to rig all the different seats, the Supreme Court and what they're doing constantly. They're trying to run it like apartheid South Africa. And you better recognize it as that. That's their plan, because they know they cannot get away from the inevitable. And the inevitable is they don't have the numbers. When you don't have the numbers, when you go to elections, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to get voted in, because way more other people than you here. So let's cheat. Let's get rid of districts. Let's add our party districts. Let's do this mess all over the place, because we don't believe in merit. We don't believe in free and fair elections. And I look at that and I'm like, nah, bro, I ain't cool with that. I ain't cool with that. I'm not cool with that at all. I'm not cool with that. You say no, it's John Cornyn, not Ted Cruz. It's John Cornyn. Now, I think that's the election there. He needs to go anyway. He needs to go. But anybody that will sit up here and go support any of these Republican Texans at this point, you're crazy. Because what they did, they crossed the line with that 5C stuff to me. They crossed the line. And once again, I am not a Democrat Party person. I'm an independent person. But I look at what's right and I look at what's wrong. And what they did was too far. And they did it just because Trump told them to. That's not having your own mind. You don't want nobody that's mindless in any kind of position that somebody can just tell you something and you just jump up and do it. No. That's not cool. So, you know, I'm looking at that. I'm looking at that election. You know, people in Texas, you go have to make your decision. But I can't rock with these Republicans in Texas. I can't rock with them. You say, Jack, well, you know what? If you want to be real, who is it? Let's just talk about that for a minute. Who is it for black people? That's called who is it? I'm sweating tonight. I don't know why. Who is it in Texas? Is Greg Abbott it for black people? I live in Texas. I haven't really seen him do anything significant for black people. We haven't got reparations. We haven't got an anti-black hate crime bill with Greg Abbott. Let's look at the Republicans in Texas. What have they actually done that's significant? Even the Democrats, what have they done significant in Texas? Both parties aren't it. So if you look into Jasmine Crockett to be it or not it, you're looking at the wrong thing. The Congressional Black Caucus ain't it. The rest of the Democrats not it. Nobody in the Republican Party is it. Nobody's it. Like, I don't know why y'all just keep saying things. I don't like them kind of comments because it don't make factual sense. And even if she, quote unquote, was it, she's only one person. She can't do it all. It's a community affair. We as a black American community got to fight for black America. You can't put it on her or any other black person. It is when we fought for civil rights, it wasn't one person. Martin Luther King didn't do it by himself. Malcolm X didn't do it by himself. When King died, and this country turned upside down. Why? Because black people will say, to hell with this. We going off. It is a community event. It is not a one-person thing. We have to take personal responsibility as black Americans to do for black America. Now, we could tell them politicians, either you do for black America or you're out. Period. That's what we should be doing. But it's not on one politician to do everything for us and we sit back and just wait. No, we're supposed to be working every day as black Americans to make black America a better place. You're right. We all we got. We all we got. And show me how we got any freedom through a politician. We never got freedom through a politician. You can use politicians strategically, though. You can say, hey, look, if we put you in office, you need to do this and that and the third. And if you don't, I promise you, We will be there to get you out, and we have to do a protest vote against you to get you out. With the other side, we'll do it because we want to teach you a lesson, and anybody that come behind you that you do right by black people, or you're out. That's how you do it. But it takes more. We talked about this. It takes responsibility and discipline on Black America to do that. Because those people that gave all that money to that woman, they want to put more people in there that think like that woman in office. It would be a sin and a shame for these people to be running America as a numerical minority. And the truth is about Black America, a lot of us are lazy. And I'm not talking about going to work either. I'm not talking about going to work. A lot of us are politically lazy. We don't want to get up and go do certain things. We don't want to say, hey, let's organize some things. Some of us don't even want to get up and get registered to vote or go to vote when it's going to be in our best interest to vote sometime. Then some of us will complain when other groups mobilize in their community and get ahead politically, but say, okay, what did they do versus what do we do? We got to get up off our behind too and do some things. There's a time to get up off your behind and go vote. It's a time to sit out. It's a time to spend money. It's a time to do a whole lot of things. Economic boycotts. There's a time. Because these people want more and more people in office that think like that woman. That's what they want. They feel now we got to have more people like her. That's why they're rewarding people like that woman. Okay? Look, let's go back to it. They're rewarding that behavior. Why? Because they're encouraging more of that behavior. They want their senators to be like this woman. They want their congresspeople to be like this woman. They want their governors, presidents to be like this woman. So they're sending a message that the more you are anti-black, the more we're going to paper you up. And so what black folks are going to do? Are you going to sit there and let people like this woman get in public office? Because she's not the only one that think that way. She's one of many. What are you going to do? Texas has the most black people in America. Texas do. And of course, after another group is big in this state, of course, is Latinos. But the Latino thing, half of them think they white, and you know how that goes with them. But I'm keeping it on black folks because we are the only ones that actually make things happen. It's a proven fact. If we show up somewhere, we make it happen. We sit down, then you know how that goes. We are the only ones that's controlling the elections. We are. I know it's crazy, right? But we are. When we show up in mass numbers to handle it, it gets handled. That's why they always trying to chase our votes so much. But it'll be a sin and a shame for us as black people. Our numbers are growing. That quote unquote 43 million number that you see, that's not all of us. Like somebody said last week, it's probably about 50 million of us or more here. We don't let all them white folks count us like that. We don't. And they don't want to count us either. They don't want to know the true number of black folk. You can't tell me all the kids I be seeing in this community, and I be seeing sisters pregnant all the time. And no matter the propaganda, sisters ain't sitting up there terminating their pregnancies like that talking about. It's too many kids in our community to be hearing about that. You hear too many dudes complaining about child support. The way they talk, every black woman to get pregnant, that's what she go do. Well, why brothers be complaining about child support then? Don't make sense. Yeah, it's way more. That's why they got freaked out. When we actually came out to vote for Barack Obama the first time, that gay got freaked out because they didn't know that many black people was out like that. They didn't know. Because you don't have an accurate number of black people. And it's way more of us here than what you think. All the Latinos got 60-some-odd million. You don't know what we got. You don't know. Our number must be really big for the Democrats to be really begging us to come vote the way they do. And they say that it's strategically said, if black Americans show up to vote, Democrats win every time. If Black America set it out, they lose every time. That lets you know that our numbers are huge in this country. They just don't want to get an accurate count of us. But we know we got a lot of people in this country. We've been here, hundreds of years. What do you mean? And black men and women still getting it cracking in the bedroom and having babies. That haven't stopped. Black folks gonna have to understand, if you want America to be a better place, we're gonna have to start taking up a new role. These people are on the decline. Don't let them run this country like apartheid South Africa. That'll be especially in the South. Especially in the South. Now you got states like Wyoming, Montana, all in states like that. They can do what they do. But we're talking about in the states that we're at as black people. We can literally make a difference. Hell, you see how they put 100,000 Somalis over there in Minnesota? Well, what if we get 500,000, 100,000 in these major cities? We start add a bunch of black Americans to these major cities and say, okay, we all coming to stay, we all registering to vote, and we're gonna start running for office. We all start running for office and start taking over these major cities. And when I say take over, it's in our country, so you ain't taking over anything. And we start getting in position. We can strategically move different cities. We can make that happen. If the Somalis have came to Minneapolis and they are a big voting block over there, you mean to tell me we couldn't do it in our country? These people want to run this. I'm going to keep preaching this. They want to run this country like apartheid South Africa. They cannot stop the inevitable. The numbers are low. They're not having babies. We're still having babies. And not only us, you talking about the Somalis, they having some babies. Because in them Islamic families, they have babies. They believe in cheering. And that's another reason they complaining. Because, and some people in Islam got 2-3 wives, and all of them pregnant. You know what? Let me tell you what. That's why they never wanted polygamy in the United States. You know that, right? You imagine polygamy was legal in the United States? Man, the black number probably be 100 million right now. If that was legal, probably be 100 million. Easy. That's why they never wanted that legal. Oh, no. Look, how is it you let LGBT be legal, but you won't let polygamy be legal? I'm just having a conversation. You rather LGBT be legal, but not polygamy? Think about it. Because they know good and well all them kids gonna come out of that. You got a brother with about 2-3 wives. You already know about to happen. You're already about to know, and they can't keep up with that. You know they can't keep up in that area. So there you go. But you say you know for a fact there's 50 million black Americans. Yeah. Listen, that's why they wanted to break up the black family, because at one point in time in this country, in my family, you got 12 kids here, 11 kids here on each side. And everybody with just one man and woman, they were getting it cracking. They were having baby after baby after baby. We was constantly having babies, constantly in our community. Constantly. And then they had kids on top of kids. That's why the attack after the civil rights movement was destroy the black, try to destroy the black family, try to turn the black man against the black woman against the black man, so we can stop them from having kids. Because they can't compete. And because of what they did to God's children with the crack era, this is why they're getting what they're getting today. With all the meth and the fentanyl and all that. Now they want to blow up boats, but when y'all bringing the drug over here with them same boats to go put the crack cocaine in our neighborhood, you didn't want to go blow nothing up then. But now because it's tearing your community up, now you want to go blow up some boats with the military? You say your grandma Cherie had 12 kids? Yeah. My grandparents had a lot of kids too. They had a lot of kids. And no C-sections. And you got to watch that, black women. Black women, get you a black gynecologist and stay with your black gynecologist, please. They always want to cut on you and you don't even need a C-section. So they can make more money. They always trying to get a black woman on a C-section. Black women can have natural birth. Now, I know there's some issues at times, but they do unnecessary C-sections on black women. Because like black men got to worry about the police, black women got to worry about nurses and doctors in the hospital when they're pregnant. A lot of these sisters losing their lives having children. But the same hospital, white women aren't losing their lives. So clearly they're being targeted. This is why we got to have some marriages again, because a woman should not be in the hospital by herself when having a baby. You made that baby that woman, you need to be there every step of the way. And we need some marriages in this community, marriages. Prime example, this is why when I was talking about the project, that's Soraya the Songstress project. Remember I told you I have my artist, Soraya the Songstress, and how that came about. Because I seen the music that we make today is it's drama, trauma, drug use, alcohol use, sex without attachment, just degrading, okay? And no one is making music about love, about togetherness, about healing, about relationship, marriage, and just feeling good with each other. Are you going to wait for the industry to do it? The industry not going to do it. So through the power of technology, and it's great, I'll say, you know what? I'm going to take, because things about me y'all don't know. You think you know me, but you don't. There's a side of me, like I have a music background. I played piano as a child. I was singing and all of that too, right? But I'm rusty on my singing, but I play piano, so I still have my music ear. So I say, you know what? Let me use the power of technology, and I'm going to create the music that is not there. And so through AI, I have created, a project. One song gonna be released on the 26th, and then I'll release them as they come out, and then the album, right? But everybody out there listen to it, they love the mess out of it. They love every bit of it. Why? Because I put really my heart into it, because that's the music that I think that's missing. And we don't have music today to make somebody feel like good, love, and people want to get married and all that. You got too much just trauma, drama. It's crazy. So at least I'm gonna do my part to try to bring love music back, even if it's through the power of AI. I'm gonna do it, and I can care less what the criticism would be, because I know the music's good because I didn't put my spin on it. I already know. Too many people didn't told me, because they told me it was bad, I wouldn't even do it. Now, to the people that may criticize it or whatever, the colonies of the world, you wasn't owned before it happened. So don't act like that's keeping you from not getting owned. Like, I got a cousin who perform every week, every month. He's performing all over the world. He's performing. He made a video the other day talking about he ain't worried about no AI music, anything, because he said, I stay booked. Yeah, people who good gonna stay booked. Yeah, they are. If you're mediocre, you're not gonna be booked. It's just that simple. So it's plenty out here for people to travel, shows, do it all. But you're gonna have either you get down with the technology like 50 talked about it. So either you get down with it or you're gonna get left behind. And 50 how he get down. So on the 26th will be the first song. It'll be on all platforms. So yeah. Cause we just all this music you got today. That's why so many people beefing with each other, hate each other. But because the music you're listening to, if you listen to more love music, maybe you want to have some love again. You listen to about, I hate women, I hate men. Who wants to be around each other? You're feeding that to your spirit constantly. You're feeding your spirit sex without attachment. And you wonder why nobody can get together and get married no more. When you used to listen to Luther Vandross, Anita Baker, all these different people, they talking about love. They weren't talking about that. And that's what that's what I want to put back out. Is that kind of music, not this trash. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight on the stream. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure to click the subscribe button. Make sure to click the like button. It's very, very important. But also, I want to throw out here, because somebody told me this too. They said, man, you should do a listening party. I didn't think about that. I said, but, as we get closer to the album release, maybe. I just have to figure out how to do it. Some people do virtual. Some people do actual. So I have to see how that would go. But y'all let me know. But thank y'all for listening. We